7,934 miles. And the winning bid for this car was...
Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we just picked up the cheapest 2022 Subaru WRX from Copart. It is wrecked, but we'll see what we're gonna do with it. Most likely a parts car, so let's go ahead, get back to the shop and unload it. All right guys, so we made it back to the shop here and the Subaru's on the trailer. So let's go ahead and get it unstrapped, unloaded, and then see what we got ourselves into. Alright guys, so here it is. The car is completely unloaded, and walking around it you can't even tell what it is anymore. Definitely has a lot of damage and definitely not fixable. If someone was fixing this, that would be crazy. But the engine looks like it most likely is savable. Most likely savable, so we're gonna have to get that pulled out and inspect it. Has a lot of junk inside of it. Seats have blown airbags. Every single airbag blew other than the dash airbag, and this screen still has a new film on it, so that thing's still gonna be worth some good money. Nice steering wheel. Glove box has the airbag sticker on it still. Looks like we got a couple good wheels. This one survived somehow. But let's go ahead, get this thing pulled in the shop, and we could go ahead and start taking it apart. So we got the Subaru in the shop, and I'm not gonna go ahead and put it on the lift just yet. I'm gonna go ahead and empty all the broken parts and random parts out of the interior, and then we're gonna hook up a jump box and see how many miles this thing has. I'm thinking under 10,000 miles, but let's go ahead, clean it out, hook up a jump box, and see how many miles it actually has. So I looked in the trunk for the tool for the wheel, the lock nut tool. Looks like someone took it out already, but we did get a lot of good parts out of the car already. We got OEM floor mats, whole set, and it's still super dirty in the car, so I'm gonna give it a quick vacuum so I can get some good pictures for parts, and then we can go ahead and hopefully see the mileage. Alright, so I went ahead and vacuumed this interior real quick, wiped a little bit of it down, and it's looking brand new again. Has a nice WRX steering wheel, brand new LCD screen with the tape still on it, and that glove box with that sticker still on it. But this car is definitely gonna have some nice pricey parts on it. Mainly everything's still good on it, and it has a nice mirror with that camera on there, so that's good. So let's go ahead and hook up a jump box and see if this thing, see how many miles this thing has. Alright, so the jump box is hooked up, and I got it on power and ground, and hopefully it turns on. The fuse box looks busted. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Oh, there goes the wipers. Let's go see if it shows the miles. 7,934 miles. This car probably didn't even get its first oil change done. Screen works good. Let's go ahead and turn it off. It's making some weird noise up there. So this thing didn't even get its first oil change. It has 7,900 miles. The car definitely took a big hit, but seems like the power and everything works on inside. The screen is good. That's a good sign. Hopefully when we pull the engine out, everything's gonna be good on it. I'm not gonna start it because everything's messed up, so I'm gonna hopefully just pull it out, do a compression test, and hopefully the compression numbers are good. So let's go ahead, get it all the way on the lift, and then start pulling it out. Now that it's on the lift, we can take a look underneath it, and it's looking good already. Everything looks brand new. Love to work on cars like this. There's the transfer case, transmission. Motor still looks like it's fine up there. So let's go ahead and start pulling the bottom skid plate off and hopefully the front end, and see if this motor is still good.
In audio.
We are moving right along, basically just cutting everything off, and we did find more damage, but as expected, everything down here is broken. The turbo is broken, maybe the turbo itself, but all this is broken. Hopefully it's not broken off the block. And then we got all these sensors up here broken. All 4 of them are broken, so those will need replaced. And we got a lot of little things broken, but we'll access all that once we have the engine all the way out. I'm gonna go ahead, disconnect the rest of the connectors, and then lift it up and start disconnecting everything underneath. All right, guys, we almost have the engine out, but we got a big mess on our hands. We went ahead and dropped the exhaust, the downpipe, everything, and the steering rack. We also went ahead and dropped that, and surprisingly it's still good. It's basically ready to come out. Just has the bottom bolts, those 4 right there, one right there, one on the other side, and then 2 subframe bolts on each side, and this thing's ready to drop out. But before we do that, let's go ahead and clean everything up off the ground and get the forklift in here. All right, so now that the area is clean, we're gonna go ahead and remove this top inner core so we don't damage it, and we got a couple connectors behind it that we gotta pull off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and the engine will be ready to come out. Everything up here is completely disconnected. So now let's go ahead and lift the car up and get the forklift in here and just drop it out. We got the engine completely out. Everything was disconnected and we just dropped it right out. Everything still looks brand new. As for the car, it all looks messed up. Frame's wrinkled, but no worries because we're not fixing this car. It's just for parts. But we still got a lot of good parts. We have the ABS pump, the brake booster and master cylinder, and many more parts. So let's go ahead and drop the car back down and see what's next. All right, guys, so we got most of the car taken apart. The engine transmission is out. We still have a lot of parts to pull, including the rear end and the whole interior. But We got all the parts piled over here. I went ahead, separated the engine and transmission. Went ahead and listed up the engine on eBay. It's good, and same with the transmission. Still gotta look through those parts, see what's good. But this car is almost ready for scrap.
Well, alright guys, so we got most of the car mainly stripped. It does still have a lot of good parts on it, but we're gonna go ahead and pull those off camera. We got the rear end, the whole interior, and a few other things. But the motor and transmission were surprisingly good. And the winning bid for this car was $300. And after fees, I paid right at $500, and it was at a local auction. So I went and picked it up. So we got this car for a steal. And if y'all want to see more videos like this, make sure y'all stay tuned. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and just don't miss out on the next video.